So I'm not sure if anyone who's listening to this has had their mouth washed out with soap. And truthfully, I actually haven't, but I watched it happen to my brother when he, let a word slip out that he shouldn't have. And my mom didn't want to spank him. My dad was the spanker in the family, so my mom just made sure he'd remember not to do that again. You see, words are not free. They count. They can bless and they can destroy. God tells us that out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So what that means is that what is in us will leak out of us through our speech. We might be able to cover it for a while. We may pretend to be something else, but sooner or later, if we practice a life of lies and treachery, deceit, it's going to leak out. The world's going to know. Matthew 12:36 and 37 says, "But I tell you that everyone will have to give account on the day of judgment for every empty word they have spoken. For by your words you will be acquitted, and by your words you will be condemned." The Bible goes on to tell us in Ephesians 4:29, "Do not let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouths, but only what is helpful for building others up according to their needs, that it may benefit those who listen." Think about this for a moment. Your life up to this point has had some great times. It's had some bad times. When you look back at the really bad moments in life, were words involved? Were you possibly hurt by careless, painful words? Conversely, the great moments in life also were words involved. Do you remember when the love of your life first told you that they love you? Or maybe they said, "I do"? Do you remember the first words your kids ever spoke? Do you remember daddy or mommy? These are important life events, and it's amazing how words are sometimes attached, or frequently attached. Do you remember the first time you heard "I love you"? Do you remember feeling safer and warmer and more cared for when you heard those words? How about, have you heard the opposite? Have you heard "I hate you"? "We are finished. I can never forgive you for that." See, words matter, and they matter more than we can appreciate. The old saying, "Sticks and stones can break my bones, but words can never hurt me." It's just not true. Words can hurt. In fact, words can dig deep, but words can also build up. Words can also educate. Words can also express love. Words matter. The Bible tells us that harnessing the tongue is maybe the hardest thing to accomplish in the world. It also says if you can master the tongue, you can master yourself. The Bible also shares that even though a rudder is small, it controls a huge ship. And even though the tongue is a small part of the whole body, it can control the entire body. What is important here is that we remember every careless word out of our mouths matters. Words are cheap, but they can also prove to be very costly. When you look at the greatest moments in your life and the most painful moments in your life, I bet you words were involved. Let's let our speech be wholesome. Let's use it to lift others up. Let's use it to praise the one true King, and use our mouth and our tongue and our words to lead others to a deeper love and understanding of God, of Him, of Jesus. Always remember how much easier it is to say something than to actually do something. It's easy. Words are cheap. They come out fast and they hurt fast. The Bible also says, confess with your mouth and believe in your heart that Christ came and died for you and you're saved. You must believe it to be saved, but you also must confess it. See, words matter here also. Think of all the words that we say in a day, all the words that come flying out of our mouths. How many of those words are really audited? How many of those words do we really guard? Because if we can guard what comes out of us, we can control our whole bodies. We can control ourselves. Harness that tongue, reel it in. If you're about to say something hurtful that's unnecessary, bite that tongue. Love, indeed, of course, but love with words as well. Something to think about or to talk about with some others in a loving way. Until next time.